Shiva Mahapuranam, Rudra Samhita, Sati Khanda, Chapter 17. Shiva grants boon to Sati. Brahma said, O sage, when all the gods so spoke to Sati, she, with her heart filled with devotion, and the way she achieved a boon from Shiva, you listen from me. Thereafter, Sati again adored Shiva, the Lord of all, on the eighth bright day of the month of Ashwin. In this way, after the completion of the Nandyavrata on the Navami Tithi, on the next day, Shiva appeared before her when she was engrossed in meditation. All his limbs were beautiful, had a fair complexion, 5 heads, 3 eyes, wearing crescent over the head, delightful face, blue neck, 4 arms holding the trident, having the matted locks of hair over the head, displaying Varada Mudra, with his body plastered with holy ashes, having beautiful limbs of the body, abode of enormous grace, having beautiful face like the crores of suns, having the luster of crores of Kamadevas, having the body which attracted the damsels. Finding such a type of Lord Shiva before her, Sati lowered her face with shyness and offered her salutation at his feet. Then Lord Shiva was desirous of Sati as his wife who had performed vratas, but still he said, Mahadeva said, O daughter of Daksha, having performed severe tapas, I feel pleased with your vrata. Therefore you ask for a boon, which I shall surely give you. Brahma spoke, Mahadeva, the Lord of the universe, even after being aware of her feelings in order to listen to her words, desired her to ask for a boon. She too, who was also highly bashful, could not speak out her mind as it was covered up by shyness. But on hearing the words of Shiva, she felt overwhelmed with love, realizing which Lord Shiva, who is well disposed towards his devotees, felt extremely happy. Shiva, who was well aware of the feelings of the hearts of the noble people, was overpowered with the devotion of Sati and repeated to ask for boon. Having been overpowered with shyness, Sati said to Shiva, O bestower of boons, you pronounce a boon for me according to your own liking. Then Shiva, favorably disposed towards his devotees, said to Sati, before she could complete her sentence, you become my wife. Thus, listening to the words spoken and feeling delighted at heart, she kept quiet. She was highly delighted on obtaining the boon stationed in her mind. She stood before Shiva, smilingly, sweetly, who was filled with love. She displayed her innermost feelings through several subtle gestures which increased love. Observing the motions, gestures, and feelings, the flavor of love, known as Shringara, entered their hearts. O divine saint, following the worldly sports in the minds of both of them, the Shringara Rasa started flowing. and both of them appeared graceful like the moon of the Chitra constellation. Sati had the complexion of black collyrium after achieving Shiva, looked beautiful like the line of clouds near the moon. Thereafter, Sati, the delighted daughter of Daksha, spoke to Shiva, who is favorably disposed to his devotees with folded hands. Sati said, O God of gods, O Mahadeva, O Lord of the universe, you better accept me from my father after marriage. Brahma said, thus listening to the words of Sati, Shiva, who is well disposed towards his devotees, accepting her prayer, lovingly looked at Sati. Sati too, devotedly offering her salutation to Shiva, and with his permission, delightfully went to his mother. Shiva, on the other hand, returning to his ashrama, could not concentrate his mind in separation from Sati. Thereafter, O divine saint, accepting the way of the world, Shiva remembered me in his mind. Shiva, the holder of a trident, when so meditated upon me, I at once, inspired with his success, reached before him. The peak of the Himalaya, over which he was seated, having been separated from Sati, I arrived there. In the company of Saraswati, O divine saint, finding my arrival there with Saraswati, Lord Shiva, having been bound with the love of Shiva, spoke to me. Shiva said, O Brahma, I am presently engaged in the selfish motive of my marriage. I have developed a feeling of possession in everything connected with self interest. I have been adored by Sati, the daughter of Daksha, with immense devotion. Because of the influence of Nandyavrata, I have granted her a boon. O Brahma, she has accepted me as a husband, and I have delightfully accepted her as my wife. Sati, the daughter of Daksha Prajapati, prayed to me that I should accept her in the presence of her parents. O Brahma, I have also accepted her request quite delightfully. She has now returned to her parental home, and I have returned here. Therefore, you at my command go to the house of Daksha and request him to offer Kanyadana to me. O Brahma, you are well versed in all the Vidyas. You go to Daksha Prajapati and do something by which my separation from Sati is removed. Brahma said, thus speaking, finding Saraswati seated beside me, Shiva started feeling his separation from Sati. Then I, with his permission, felt contented and delightful, and then spoke to Shiva, the Lord of the universe. Brahma said, O Lord, O Shiva, whatever have you spoken presently, there is my own selfishness as well as those of the gods enshrined in the same. Though Daksha Prajapati will give his own daughter to you, still I would like to speak to him on your behalf. Brahma said, thus speaking to Shiva, the Lord of all, I reached the house of Daksha with the fast moving chariot. Narada said, O destiny, O intelligent one, O best among the speakers, what did Daksha do after the return of Sati to her home? Brahma said, after receiving the desired boon, performing the tapas, Sati returned to her home and offered her salutation to her parents. The fact of her pleasing Shiva and getting the boon in return was conveyed by her to her parents through her handmaid. On hearing the news about Sati's receiving the boon from Shiva, her parents felt delighted and they started celebrating the occasion. The large-hearted Daksha gave away dakshina to the Brahmanas, while Virini gave away charities to the blind and the poor people. Virini, on the other hand, embraced her daughter, smelling her head, kept on praising her again and again. After the lapse of some time, Daksha, the religious soul, thought of ways to give away the daughter to Shiva. Mahadeva arrived here and then went back. Then, how shall he arrive to have the daughter? He thought. In case I send someone appropriately to Shiva, and in case of his refusal to accept my daughter, my effort would become infructuous. Therefore, it would not be proper. Or otherwise, I shall adore Shiva with my daughter, as a result of which the task would automatically be established. When Shiva is adored by Sati with devotion, then he would also become desirous to have her as his wife. He has already given a boon to Sati. While Daksha Prajapati was so thinking, then I at the same time, accompanied with Saraswati, reached the place. On my arrival, Daksha Prajapati, offering his salutation to me, gave me the appropriate seat. Though Daksha had been worried at that point of time, but still he feeling delighted on my arrival and inquired me of the reason of my arrival there. Daksha said, O preceptor of the universe, O creator of the world, what is the purpose of your arrival here? You kindly speak out the same. O creator of the universe, have you arrived here because of your affection for me or due to some other reason? Your presence here has pleased me very much. Brahma said, O excellent sage, when so asked by my son, delighting him, I spoke to him. Brahma said, O Daksha, you listen about the purpose of my visit here. It is my duty to think of the welfare of your progeny. Your daughter has pleased Lord Shiva with her adoration and received a boon, the time for which has arrived. Shiva has sent me quickly to get your daughter for him. On this occasion, whatever has to be done by you, you should do it. Lord Shiva, after blessing your daughter with a boon, returned, but ever since he has not had any mental peace due to separation from your daughter. The god of love, who, after making all the efforts, could not conquer Shiva, the same Shiva, having been hurt by the arrows of Kama, is presently thinking about Sati like an ordinary person. Forgetting about his earlier conduct, he is feeling the absence of Sati in the presence of his attendants. O son, whatever had been desired by you in earlier times with Marichi and others is coming out to be true in my case as well. Your daughter had adored Shiva, and now Shiva is residing in the Himalayas, thinking of her and meditating her alone. As Sati had adored Shiva by performing various rites with sattvic feelings, similarly Shiva is adoring her. Therefore, the daughter who has been produced by you for the sake of Shiva be given to him feeling successful. I shall bring him here at your house with Narada, and you give away your daughter Sati to him. Brahma said, listening to my words, Daksha, my son, feeling extremely delighted, said, whatever has been spoken by you is acceptable to me, O sage. Thereafter, feeling extremely delighted, I delightfully reached the place where Shiva, the Lord of the universe, was seated. O Narada, after my departure from there, Daksha Prajapati felt successful with his wife like the vase having been filled with nectar. इति श्री शिव महापुराणे द्वितीयायां रुद्र संहितायां द्वितीये सती खंडे सती वरनाथ सती वरलाभो नाम सप्तदशोऽध्यायः. Chapter 18. Marriage of Shiva and Sati. Narada said, O dear one, on your going to Shiva, then how did Shiva conduct himself? What did he say to you? Brahma said, thereafter, getting delightful, I went to Himalaya in order to get Lord Shiva from there. At my return, the creator of the universe, the bull emblemed Shiva, developed a doubt about the acquisition of Sati. Thereafter, Lord Shiva, conducting himself like an ordinary person and influenced with the devotion of Sati, said to me, Shiva said, O Brahma, what did your son Daksha speak to you about the giving away of Sati to me? You tell me, lest my heart bursts with passion. O Brahma, my mind is dragging me towards Sati forcefully, and I am not desirous of any other wife as well. O Brahma, I have an inseparable relationship with Sati, therefore you do something by which I could get her. Brahma said, listening to the worldly talk of Shiva, O sage Narada, I reassured Shiva appropriately. Brahma said, O bull bannered Shiva, with the words spoken by Daksha to me, you think your task to have been established. He had said that the daughter Sati had been produced for the sake of Shiva, would be given to him by me, but I have a desire in this connection. My daughter had adored for the same purpose. Then I would give my daughter in case Shiva desires her from me. O Brahma, let him arrive at my place on an auspicious time and date. Then I shall give away my daughter as a charity. O bull bannered one, these were the words spoken by Daksha to me. Therefore, you reach at his house on an auspicious day and get Sati from there. Brahma said, thus listening to my words, Shiva, according to the worldly tradition, spoke to me smilingly. Shiva said, I shall go to his house accompanied with you and Narada. O creator of the universe, you better remember Narada. O Brahma, you also remember your mind-born sons like Marichi and others. I shall go to Daksha's place with you, Narada, and your mind-born sons, besides my Ganas. Brahma said, at the command of Shiva, following the worldly traditions, I remembered Narada, Maricha, and my other mind-born sons. With my remembering them, all my mind-born sons with you reached there quite respectfully. When remembered by Shiva, Vishnu, Parama Maheshwara, soon arrived there with his Lakshmi and the army seated over Garuda. Thereafter, on the 13th bright day falling on Sunday during the Purva Phalguni constellation, Shiva started the journey. Shiva looked graceful traveling with Brahma, Vishnu, the gods, and other sages. Great festivities were arranged by Devas and the attendants of Shiva who were in the enthusiastic mood on their way. The elephant, the bull, Nandi, tigers, serpents, digit of the moon, as well as the matted locks of hair were turned into ornaments at the instance of Shiva. Thereafter, the valorous yogi, accompanied by Nandishvara, Lord Shiva, accompanied with Vishnu and others, reached the place of Daksha Prajapati. Then the humble Daksha, feeling delightful, welcomed them with his family. Daksha Prajapati welcomed all the gods himself. The sages were seated in their due order. Accompanied with all the gods and the sages, Daksha took Shiva in his house. The delightful Prajapati, observing all the formalities, adored Lord Shiva. Thereafter, Daksha also adored Brahma, Vishnu, the gods, the Brahmanas, and the Ganas quite appropriately. Daksha also adored the respectable mind-born sons of Brahma, welcoming all of them. Then Daksha, offering his salutation to Brahma, his father lovingly said, you better perform this marriage. Then I delightfully replied to him, all right, I shall do this job. Thus speaking, the entire task was completed by me. Thereafter, with the strength of the planets in the auspicious Lagna and Muhurta, Daksha gave away his daughter Sati to Shiva. Shiva also received the hand of Sati with all the appropriate marriage rites. I myself, Brahma, Vishnu, and other gods and sages offered their salutation to Shiva, praising him at the same time. At that point of time, huge festivities besides dancing and singing were celebrated, which delighted the gods and the sages. Iti Shri Shiva Mahapurane Dvitiyayang Rudra Samhitayang Dvitiye Sati Khande Kanyadana Varnanang Namashtadasha Adhyayah. Chapter 19, Sports of Sati. Sports of Sati. Brahma said, Daksha, getting pleased, performed Kanyadana of his daughter in favor of Shiva and also gave him several types of dowry besides Dakshina to Brahmanas. Thereafter Lord Vishnu, together with Lakshmi, spoke to Shiva with his hands folded. Vishnu said, O God of gods, O Mahadeva, Ocean of mercy, you happen to be the father of the entire universe, while Sati is the mother. You incarnate on earth for the punishing of the wicked people and for the welfare of the noble ones. This is the eternal truth. O Shiva, with Sati having the complexion of glossy collyrium, you look as graceful as Lakshmi looks graceful with me, Vishnu. Now, along with Sati, protect the good people and the devas, and bestow auspicious goodness upon the people of this world. O Lord, looking at Sati or the one who becomes desirous of him because of her virtues, you must kill him. This is my request. Brahma said, at these words of Vishnu, the omniscient, Shiva smilingly said to Vishnu, Killer of Madhu, demon, be it so. O sage, thereafter Vishnu went to his place and celebrated the occasion, and he did not reveal his talk to anyone else. Thereafter, together with Sati, I performed the Homa as prescribed in the Grihya Vastu, as prescribed in the Grihya Vasutras, prescribed in the Grihyava Sutras appropriately. Then both Shiva and Sati, feeling pleased, performed the circumambulation of fire, making me to officiate as a priest. O Narada, a grand function was organized with dance and music, observing which all felt comforted. At that point of time, an astonishing event took place, which I am going to speak out to you. No one can ever be aware of the illusion of Shiva, and as such, all the gods, humans, mobiles, and immobiles get fascinated. Earlier, I had to fascinate Shiva, therefore, he then fascinated me and Vishnu with his illusion. One who intends to do evil to others, surely he is caught in the ugly situation. Realizing this, and one should not have evil designs against the other. When Sati was going round the fire, I sighted both his feet out of the cover of cloth. O Narada, with the illusion of Shiva looking at these feet, I became lustful and started looking at the limbs of Sati. Out of anxiety, the more I looked at her limbs, the more I became lustful. O sage, thus I, looking at the chaste daughter of Daksha, becoming lustful, became desirous of looking at her face. Feeling shy, I could not look her face in the presence of Shiva, and she also, out of shyness, could not remove veil from her face. Thereafter, becoming lustful in order to have a look at the face of Sati, I thought of a way by which huge ball of smoke was created. For the purpose, enough of the wet wood was dropped in the fire, with a little of ghee poured over the same. As a result of this, enough of smoke was created with the wet stuff poured in the fire, which was spread everywhere. The land surrounding the fire altar was covered with darkness. Then Shiva, who performing several types of sports, covered his eyes with both his hands. Then, O sage, I, being lustful, removing the cloth, delightfully looked at the face of Sati. O dear one, I looked at the face of Sati again and again, and found myself helpless in curbing my sensuous desire. 4 drops of semen virile got ejected and fell on the ground like the dewdrops as a result of my staring at the face of Sati. O sage, I was then stunned into silence and felt surprised. I became suspicious. I covered the semen drops to conceal them from the sight of others. But Lord Shiva detected it with his divine sight. The dropping down of the semen infuriated him, and he uttered. Shiva said, O sinful one, why have to done this deplorable deed? You have looked at my wife with lustful eye at the time of my marriage. Why did you do so? Do you think that Shiva is unaware of your misdeed? Which one of the deed in the world is unknown to me? Whatever mobile or immobile creatures are there in the world, I live in all of them, as the oil remains in the sesame seeds. Brahma said, thus speaking and getting reminded of the words of Vishnu. Shiva, who dearly loved Vishnu, lifted his trident and was about to kill Brahma, me. O excellent one, at the lifting of the trident by Shiva to kill me, Marichi and others raised hue and cry. Then all the gods and the sages felt extremely terrified and started eulogizing Shiva, who was burning in anger like the fire. The gods said, O Lord, O great Lord, you protect those who take refuge under you. O Shiva, save us. O Lord Shiva, be pleased. O Mahesha, you are the creator of the universe, while Sati happens to be the mother of the universe. O Lord, Brahma, Vishnu, and other gods are just your slaves. You have an astonishing form and sports. Your illusion is quite surprising. Those who are not devoted to you are overpowered with your illusion. Then Brahma said, in this way, all the gods and the sages prayed to the angered Shiva. Becoming doubtful, Daksha raised his hands again and again, went close to Shiva and said, don't do this. Thereafter, when Shiva observed Daksha Prajapati to be in front of him, and having been reminded of the words of Vishnu, then he spoke unpleasant words to Daksha. Shiva said, Vishnu, my dearest devotee, had just spoken in few words which had been accepted by me. He had stated that whosoever would look at Sati with lustful eye should be killed by you. Therefore, I shall stand to the truth of the words I gave to Vishnu. Brahma, looking at Sati with lustful eye, dropped the semen. Therefore, I shall surely kill him. Then Brahma said, O Mahadeva, you are the Lord of the gods, and at the words thus spoken by him, all the gods, sages, and the humans present started trembling with fear. Terrific panic was created there. All felt gloomy there, and I have been overpowered with the illusion of Shiva. Became extremely nervous. When Shiva was so getting ready for the killing of Brahma, Vishnu, who had been expert in pleasing Shiva, offering his salutation to Shiva, pleased him. He, offering several types of prayers to Shiva, prevented him from killing Brahma and he said, O Lord Shiva, don't kill Brahma, the creator of the universe. He has taken refuge with you today, while you love the people who take refuge with you. I am your extremely dear devotee. Therefore, I am called the king of the devotees. You kindly accept my prayer. Be graceful on me. O Master, you listen to another request of mine, which may kindly be accepted by you, becoming graceful on me. O Shiva, this four-faced Brahma has been created for the creation of the universe. By killing him, you can find no other creator. O Master, with your command, we the three gods are engaged in creation, preservation, and the destruction of the universe, and we shall do so again and again after killing him who is going to attend the work of creation. Therefore, you being the creator, preserver, and the destroyer of the universe should not kill him. O Lord, it was by him that Sati, the daughter of Daksha, was fixed up as your wife by good means. Brahma said, listening to the prayer of Vishnu, Shiva with a firm resolve said to him, Shiva said, O God of the gods, O Lord of Rama, O Lord of Rama, O Vishnu, don't stop me from killing this wicked person. Your earlier request, which had been accepted by me, I shall fulfill the same by killing this wicked Brahma. Henceforth, I shall engage myself in the creation of mobile and immobile beings, and shall produce other creator with my own strength. By killing Brahma, I shall keep up my words and also create a creator. Excuse me, plus excuse me, please don't stop me from killing him. Brahma said, listening to the words of Vishnu about stopping Shiva for his action. Vishnu smilingly said, don't do this. Vishnu said, O God of destruction, fulfilling of the promise is but proper in you, the great being. But think over, O Lord, the desire to kill cannot be directed by one's own self. O Shiva, we three are not different and are one and the same. Therefore, you better think over this factual position. This listening to the words of Vishnu, who had been extremely dear to him, Shiva, making his mental position quite clear, spoke to him. Shiva said, O Vishnu, you are the master of all the devotees. How could Brahma become my soul? He appears to be totally separate from me. Brahma said, when Shiva spoke thus in the presence of all, then pleasing him, Vishnu spoke to great Lord. Vishnu said, O Lord Parameshwara, in fact, neither you are separate from Brahma, nor Brahma is separate from you. Similarly, neither I am separate from you, nor you are separate from me. O all knowledgeable one, O Parameshwara, O Sadashiva, you are well aware of everything, but you still want to listen from my mouth. Let all the gods and the sages listen to me. I, embracing Shiva Tattva, with your permission, am speaking out this. O Lord, the manifest and unmanifest, divisible and indivisible, possessing form and formless brilliance, we are the three parts. Who are you? Who am I? Who is Brahma? These would be useless questions. You are the Supreme Soul. The universe has been created by you, is preserved by you, and is destroyed by you. You better think of your own self through your own self. O divine one, taking up a physical body by your own sports, you happen to be the soul Brahman, while we three in attributive forms are your very parts. O Shiva, as a body has the limbs like the head, neck, and others, similarly, we three happen to be your limbs. O Shiva, you happen to be the supreme luster, the firmament having your own body. You are the primordial being having your own immovable, the unmanifest, endless forms, the eternal one and devoid of attributes, length, etc. From this form alone, everything else has emanated. Brahma said, O sage, listening to the words of Vishnu, Shiva felt pleased, and he did not kill me. Iti Shri Shiva Mahapurane द्वितीयायां रुद्र संहितायां द्वितीये सती खंडे सती विवाह शिवलीला वर्णनं नामैकोनविंश अध्यायः।